Hey, good morning. It's Mark here with another morning rant. Um, did not do a rant yesterday, but it's all good. It's all good. We're gonna get one in today. Um, today, today is the day that the House of Representatives start their January 6th commission, and they're gonna start it with some of the Capitol Police. Um, most notably, Officer Dunn. I can't remember his first name. They're going to say it soon, so you get to hear this guy. That's if you don't know who this guy is, that's that real tall, heavy set guy. Look like he's about 6'4", 6'6". You know, who was at the Capitol that day on January 6th. He's going to be speaking. That guy, that the guy that's famously said that I have kids that was being attacked that day. He has a tattoo on his neck. I see him all the time on MSNBC and CNN. You will not see him on Fox. They don't play that. But this happened a couple of days ago. But I want you guys to hear how Fox News, how Tucker Carlson is portraying this police officer prior to the commission, prior to him speaking tomorrow. Um, the the game is this. The game is, let's delegitimize this commission as much as we can, as fast as we can, as best as we can. Let's delegitimize this commission, so anything that comes out, we can always say is partisan. The Democrat hacks wanted to do it. We were against this, and let's go investigate Black Lives Matter and some other stuff. So I couldn't find the actual clip from Tucker Carlson's segment, so I had to go to the damage report, who actually had Tucker Carlson's clip. So this is the damage report reporting on what Tucker Carlson did. Let's get to it.
So the committee will proceed with one party. What will it look like? We'll think MSNBC with subpoena power. On Tuesday, Pelosi will call a Capitol police officer called Harry Dunn. Dunn will pretend to speak for the country's law enforcement community. But it turns out Dunn has very little in common with your average cop. Dunn is an angry left-wing political activist whose social media feeds are full of praise, not coincidentally, for Nancy Pelosi. Here's a picture of the two of them together. Racism is so American, Harry Dunn wrote in one post, that when you protest it, people think you're protesting America. Hashtag leave it to whites to tell blacks what is racist. Hashtag I stand with Ilhan Omar. Hashtag squad. Harry Dunn, ladies and gentlemen, just another fact-based witness to the insurrection.
Now, the guy made a point, and I didn't play it, but the guy of the Minority Report here, the damage report, he made a good point. He said that what are we trying to say here is Harry Dunn. Does Harry Dunn not speak for the police community because he's a liberal, and we don't really know his politics? So why does that matter that this police officer feels this type of way? And I'm not going to say that this guy is speaking for the entire police community, but because he's a Capitol Police, this man has experienced some things that is vital to the January 6th commission. So why does he need to be attacked for taking a picture with Nancy Pelosi? This is what they do, people. It makes absolutely no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. But like I said, this is their job. Their job is to attack the commission, to attack Nancy Pelosi, to equate the commission with MSNBC and CNN, to equate the January 6th commission with liberalism, to say that this is not legitimate, to say that this is partisan when they made it partisan. They have no other argument. So the only thing they have left is to attack. And so that's what they're doing. I've said it before. Kevin McCarthy had an opportunity to put 5 people on this commission. He chose not to do it. Well, first of all, he lobbied against a bipartisan commission. They were going to put together a commission outside of Congress, independent of Congress, These independent people were going to have subpoena power, and they were going to do the investigation. No different than what Robert Mueller did. No different than what the 9/11 Commission did back in 2003, I think. So they were going to do that. They were going to say, hey, if you want to make this fair, let's get this out of Congress's hands. Let's give it to some people that's out in the public that can come in with subpoena power and investigate this thing. Let's do it without our say, because we got other stuff to deal with. We got infrastructure, we got China, we got Russia, we got the virus, we got other stuff to deal with. So let's take this off our hands and give it to a commission. Kevin McCarthy said no, and not only did he say no, he went to the Senate and helped block the commission. So Nancy Pelosi said, well, okay, you're going to block that, so now I have to take some of my members and you have to take some of your members, and we got to form our own commission. So what did he do? He goes out and gets 5 people, 2 of which voted to decertify the election, 2 of which are out saying that the election was illegitimate, saying that Donald Trump won. So Nancy Pelosi said, no, we don't want these idiots on here, because they're going to mess everything up. They're going to just muddy the water, and we're trying to get to the truth here. So she blocks those 2 people from coming on. She kept the other 3, but she blocked those 2. Instead of him getting 2 more people, he says, okay, I'm going to take all 5 of my people away. Where does the sense come in? And here's one. Let me go to my history real quick. I was just watching the video. Here's one who was happy to be on the commission.
Michael bought a bed without talking to a mattress firm sleep expert. He can't sleep. Now he...
Let me get back to it. Gotta get rid of these commercials, people. Let's see. Well, let's play the whole thing. Screw it.
If Republicans are looking for somebody to turn this process into a food fight, look no further than Jim Jordan.
He alone is one of the most disruptive members of Congress and will do as much as he possibly can to hijack this and be theatrical.
Certainly allowing someone like Jim Jordan, who is again, a walking clown show, onto a very serious committee is just a ridiculous idea.
Congressman Jordan joins us now. Congressman, isn't it fun being so loved? I feel the same way lately. Yeah. So doesn't it get the warm and fuzzies? Does it really upset you?
Now, before we go, full disclosure, this is the guy that is accused of letting Ohio State, I think he worked for, he's accused of letting the doctor, of knowing that the doctor was committing sexual assault, and he did nothing to stop it. This is the guy that knew about it, allegedly knew about that doctor sexually assaulting the students at that school, and told them pretty much to shake it off. And he won't answer any questions pertaining to that.
To hear that criticism that you're just going to be the ant at the picnic of the January 6th commission. Your reaction to that?
No, I tell my colleagues all the time, if the mainstream press and liberal Democrats aren't saying something bad about you, you're probably not doing anything any good. So, I mean, you know that feeling too, Laura. You're out there fighting the good fight, and you get attacked by the left all the time. So that's just part of the deal. I mean, look, will she kick me off the committee? I don't know. I would, since when does the other team's coach get to determine who gets to play for our team? So we'll see what happens. But what I do know this is about attacking President Trump once again, because frankly, Laura, what else are they going to talk about?
See, Trump doesn't want anybody calling him former President Trump. So they go out and they still call him President Trump. Crazy, right? But watch him deflect.
They're going to talk about crime going up in every major city. They're going to talk about the crisis on the border. They're going to talk about inflation, where the price of everything, gas, bread, milk, airline tickets, used cars, everything is gone. They're going to talk about that stuff. So they have to focus on the only thing they know, which is attacking President Trump because he did such a good job and they can't stand that.
Why would they talk about that stuff at a commission designed to find out what happened January 6th?
Now, your pal AOC has a few thoughts on your being chosen for the January 6th commission. Watch.
Kevin McCarthy has decided that his role as a minority leader in the House of Representatives is to essentially be chauffeur of the clown car. And he believes that his job is to champion some of the most ludicrous, irresponsible, and dangerous members of his party instead of centering, you know, some of the more even-keeled and responsible members of his party.
So, Congressman Jordan, the responsible members of the party, you know, people like Adam Kinzinger and others, they would agree with the Democrats that this was an insurrection worse than any worldwide insurrection that has ever occurred.
Well, if you want to use the term, if they want to use the term responsible, you know what would be responsible is to ask the fundamental question: why wasn't there a proper security presence and posture that day? And frankly, the only one who can answer that is Speaker Pelosi. But my hunch is the reason we didn't have the backup there for those good Capitol Hill police officers is because what happened in the summer of 2020, Laura? Democrats normalized anarchy. If you attack police officers, destroy small business, they said that's fine. They called it peaceful protest, and worse yet, they raised money to bail those very people out of jail. So with that as a backdrop, you probably can't have the kind of presence you need when you're having this number of people come into the Capitol. So I doubt if the Democrats will address that question, but that would be the responsible thing to do.
Well, yes or no, should Nancy Pelosi be the subject of an investigation?
She should have to answer the question, why wasn't there a better security presence that day when it wasn't like we didn't know there was going to be a big rally that day, for goodness sake.
So what they're trying to do, what he's talking about here is, in 2020 we had the summer of protests, right? We had Seattle, we had all these different places, you know, of the George Floyd murder. You had the summer of protests where everybody was protesting, and there was some looting going on, a lot of looting going on, and they're trying to equate Black Lives Matter with that looting, kind of sort of the way Donald Trump protesters at January 6th are equated with the Capitol riots. Now, I will say this: if Black Lives Matter was responsible for those riots, they should be tried, prosecuted, and convicted. I submit to you that I don't believe they were. Now, again, just like the Republicans, you're going to say that there were bad actors on both sides. There were peaceful people at Donald Trump's rally. It was the fringe people that attacked. Black Lives Matter did a peaceful protest, but it was the fringe people that attacked. If you're so hung up on Black Lives Matter and that summer of protest, and you want those people to be arrested and tried and convicted, why don't you take the January 6th Commission and say we are law and order, period? And when we come into power, we will investigate Black Lives Matter. I'm all for equal opportunity on all of this. I used to tell my Marines and I tell my children, I'm going to give you what you ask for. If Black Lives Matter did something wrong or illegal, I'm going to give them what they asked for. They asked to be convicted. If the January 6th Commission finds that there were Trump supporters and it was not Black Lives Matter dressed up as Trump supporters, they're going to give them what they asked for. Now, the reason why I would submit to you that I believe the reason why that there was no heavy military presence there, number one, because of white supremacy, because the assumption is that white people are not going to behave like that. So I submit to you that could have been an issue, but also because this is just routine. It was never going to happen like this. The last time that people came and protested Donald Trump, they had more people protesting Donald Trump than showed up at his inauguration. and that was fairly peaceful. So the assumption is, and you can blame Nancy Pelosi for this all you want. The assumption is that these people are not. They're just going to have their rally and they're going to go home. We're going to continue with continue with the certification of the election. We're going to move on. No one suspected that January 6th was going to turn out the way it did. So yeah, that can be investigated. We can say, well, we should have beefed up that day. And moving forward, we will beef up that day. But again, if you put Nancy Pelosi on trial, if you put her in the hot seat to where she has to testify, fine, I'm all for that. But let's get Donald Trump out there. Let's get Kevin McCarthy out there. Let's get former Vice President Mike Pence out there. Let's put these guys in the same seat and find out, what did you do on that day? What did you do? And I guarantee you they're going to try to subpoena Donald Trump to sit down for this commission. So today starts the testimony. I'll peek in and out of it, get some insights or whatever, just to see what's going on. But we'll see. Well, I'm gonna leave it at that, people. Oh, you know what? I forgot to give you guys the time. It's been 16 minutes. And right now it's 5:22. So, do the math. I got up around 4:30. But yeah, that's time on deck. Well, let me get up out of here, people. Today is Tuesday. I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. And I will see you guys on the next one. All right? Keep listening to the news. Keep watching the news, because it's great. I love it. All right? Let me get up out of here, people. You guys have a great day, all right? I'll let you later. I'm out.